Hello, welcome back to Switched On, and today we're going to have a little sneaky preview at a game that's coming out next week, 31st of January 2019, on the Nintendo Switch, and it is New Star Soccer Manager, or New Star Manager, and this is a port of a mobile game, and it was a sequel to New Star Soccer, which was a very successful indie game. I believe initially it was made by one person, Simon Reed, and it was very successful, and it just grew and grew and grew into quite a juggernaut of a game. Very popular on mobile, and it was also on PC, where it's slightly different and played a lot like Sensible Soccer, and was an excellent version of the game on Steam. And then there's been various other games. I think there's a New Star Cricket game as well, but then the official follow-up to New Star Soccer was this game, New Star Manager, and as the name suggests, it takes more of a management feel to the game rather than an action game. It does share some similarities with the original New Star Soccer, which we'll get into in a second, but I just thought I'd just have a little look at this with you guys. Going to be putting a lot of content together for this before release date, and be bringing a full review probably sometime early to middle of next week. But if you've played this on iOS, first, if you haven't, go and grab it because it's excellent, but if you have, then you'll know what an addictive and good game it is. On iOS, it's actually free to download, so no excuse for not going and giving it a go, but there are a lot of in-app purchases which some people feel are quite aggressive. Just to make it clear though, this Switch version will be a one-off price, $14.99 in the UK, with no in-app purchases. And actually, some of the in-app purchases that you can get on iOS, such as the editor, will be unlocked and free, so to speak, in this game. So let's just have a quick look around. So the interface is really nicely done, exactly the same layout as the mobile version, but obviously you can use a controller. There is touchscreen support if you're playing handheld. You can control it the same as you do on a tablet or mobile, but I'm using a Pro controller at the moment. So down the side we've got all the different sections of our club that we're managing. So at the moment we're looking at the stadium view, and this can be upgraded over time. As you can see there, changing the pitch, and they bring different benefits. So the better pitches you get improves some stats like passing and stuff like that, but also helps with things like fatigue and that kind of thing. So always worth upgrading. We've got training pitch. Again, all of these, I won't click through all of them, but all of these can be upgraded into bigger and better versions. I mean, it's just excellent. If you like sort of management games, if you like football, you're going to just love this game. So fitness center, again, upgradable, 6 levels, I think. 6 levels, yeah, up to a big sort of fitness center. And there's youth academy and medical center, which as you can see, there's currently under construction. Scout, which you don't actually start with. I built that in pre-season, and we'll talk about that in a second. And then the club shop. So you can build a club shop there. So it starts off as a market stall and eventually a mega store. So loads and loads to unlock, plenty to grind away for in the nicest way. This game's going to keep you playing hours and hours and hours. So those sections of their club allow you to employ staff. So for example, I said to you I built the scout hut here. Once I built this scout hut, it allowed me to employ a scout who will search the transfer market for players. So that kind of thing. So if you build better medical facilities, you get better medical staff. Build a youth academy, you get youth team coaches that can put youth team players through to the first team, that kind of thing. So along the bottom we've got another short menu. See, quick link back to the home. league table. You start off in the National League, so non-league. Real teams, but not real players, which is understandable. So plenty of stats. Then your squad. You can see here, these are cards. This is one of the issue that people had on iOS, is that you buy card packs that had different consumables in. So for training and energy, see the green bar under the players there, that's their energy. Runs out pretty quickly. And there does come a kind of a paywall on the iOS version. Thankfully it's quite a way down the line, but it does exist. But you kind of can't maintain the energy levels of the players without spending money and buying energy drinks. But again, thankfully on this version, one-off payment, all that's taken care of, so don't worry about that. This is the staff I was talking about, and we'll go through that in a second. But basically you get new cards from these staff. So for example, the skills coach will give you coaching cards that you can apply to the players to improve them, but then they operate on a cooldown. So you see there, the skills coach has got a cooldown of 4, so it will take 4 weeks for him to be able to generate new cards. And as we saw from the club view, when you was upgrading different buildings in the club area, if you build a better coaching arena or coaching building, I suppose it is, you reduce that cooldown. So basically the better facilities you have, the quicker the cooldown. So that's the point of building those. And just lastly, the last tab along the bottom here, the club tab, and it's got a few little sections. So this is the first thing here, is your stand-in with the fans, the press, sponsors and the board. So again, this is really good because you need to balance this, and opportunities will come up in the season for you to please one of those areas. You basically get a choice of two things. You could be a decision to either go to a fans evening to please the fans, or leak a story to the press to get the press on side. So you've got little decisions like that to make. This is the overview of the club, and you can edit most of the things here. Again, this wasn't available on iOS without an in-app purchase, but here it's all unlocked, so you can, to your heart's content, edit your kits, edit the kit colours, goldie colours, away kit. Club badge you can edit, lots of different options here, lots of layers that you can play around with. I'm imagining people are going to make some really nice stuff using the editor. Change the name of your stadium, and you can adjust ticket prices as well. So lots and lots. I normally describe this to people as quite a casual football management simulation, and by that I mean you haven't got the depth of Football Manager 2019. Hasn't got that sort of level of spreadsheet stats, looking at every single little number on the screen and weighing up lots of decisions. But what this has got is a lot of depth in terms of it's just so much to do and balance, and you've basically got free run of the whole club. And this is before you even get to a match, which I'm going to show you in a second. We're going to play through some weeks and I'll show you what I mean. So the game starts with a little tutorial, which I've been through. So you start at the end of a season, take over this new club, new star, and you see them through the final few games of the season, which plays out as a tutorial, trying to save them from relegation, and you obviously get through that fine. And here we are at the start of season 2, full season in control now, and everything's open to you. So we can buy players, you can do some coaching, and we've got some friendlies set up that we're going to try and play through as well. So if I get to a match first, we'll do that. So we're home to Aldershot in the National League. Here's our squad. You can have your assistant. If you press the Y button, the assistant manager will pick the best team with the players you've got available. You can make your own decisions. So as you see there, the blue box lets you highlight different areas of the menu. I really like the system that Football Manager's got with the on-screen pointer. Maybe would have liked that, but this one, few minutes, more than used to this. So just for example, let's pick the first team here, hold down the A button, and then we're going to swap Blamey for Beath. As you can see, they're all sort of made up players, but that's fine. And then we've got a defender here called OK, and he sounds good, doesn't he? Jason OK. We'll have a closer look at the player screen, maybe in another video. So we're going to bring him in, and he's going to replace Elam. I think that's all the changes we'll make for now. We've got quite a small squad. I haven't bought anyone yet, but I just wanted to give you a bit of a feel for what the game's like. So we're going to get to a match. And Jay DeLima, not happy he's not in the side, but that's fine. So you get to see your lineup. And this is mainly the screen you're mainly looking at during a match. It's kind of like the old school Football Manager games where you'll get text commentary down the right hand side. You've got some options here that you can change. You can change your work rate. And the more work rate you put in, the more energy it takes out of the players, but also the more chances that you'll create. I'll talk about those in a minute. And then you've got a balance here. You can play defensively or, more attacking. And again, that comes with its own rewards and benefits. And then you can go back to the tactics screen. You've got your team. Lots of different formations you can choose from. And then finally these cards that you can apply to players. So these are energy cards there, you can see. And when players are low on energy, you just sort of drag the card over them to improve their energy. But at the moment, everybody's fully fit. So we'll kick off. And as I said, down the right hand side, you'll see some text commentary. And then you'll come to a chance. So when you get a chance, you get to actually take over and control the play. So using the Pro Controller, like I said, but you can use a touchscreen. I won't go through all the controls. Again, probably set aside another video to just go over how you play the match. But all you need to know is you can play at these matches. They're kind of turn-based, really. The action pauses when the ball stops. You can actually, if you point at a player, you can use the right stick to create a run for them, which really opens up some nice dynamic options. It's a bit like Subbuteo in a way. You've got kind of flicking your players where you want them to be before you actually kick the ball. So if you watch those players that I've set runs for, I'll go on a little run with the player that I'm controlling, and you'll see those follow the paths to the runs that I set. So B button lets you pass, and you basically got to try to work on opening. Is that going to go out of play? There's a goal. And what you saw there is when the big ball's floating across the screen, that's kind of where you want to hit it. So you've only got a limited amount of time before you can actually make contact with the ball. So it's a little bit of an extra skill game. So we've got another chance here. I'm going to break down the wing. So we've got to hit that target. And again. And this time the keeper saved it and they've cleared it. You see on the right hand side just quickly there, you get one retry. So at any one of your efforts on goal, if it doesn't go your way and you don't get a goal, then you can retry once. So that becomes a bit tactical as well, because do you hold that retry for later in the game? So here we are, half time. Going well so far, winning 1-0. Players look okay, not too tired, so we're going to just kick on with the second half. Aldershot have equalised. So we've got a free kick. And you can use the right stick and look all around the pitch. And then the D-pad allows you to zoom in and out, so you've got plenty of chances. So we can see Amos there, so if we just can fire a ball across to Amos, and then we can adjust the camera, zoom in, and we're away. So and I've hooked that away, and that's no good. We're going to retry that one. We'll use our retry. Take it quickly this time. So let's see if we can create something. So we're going to send this guy off on a run, and we'll hold it up for a little bit before playing him in. Oh, and that's gone out of play as well, and we've lost our retry. That wasn't particularly good, but hold on, and that's a 1-1 draw. That's okay, it's only a friendly. So assistant manager giving us a bit of feedback, and then you can look at the stats of the game. And we get revenue for the match. And again, you can imagine seeing the sort of look of that on mobile. You can pay in-app purchases to buy more gold, which allows you to buy more packs and stuff like that. But again, just to clarify, no in-app purchases at all on the Switch version. Just one $14.99 payment, and you get everything built in. So after the match, you can choose a reward, and the only ones we've got available at the moment is to add a player to the scout list, or to get some energy drinks. And I've got 3 energy drinks, so I think I'm going to take from my newly employed scout. I'm going to take a scouting card. He's recommending Petroni, a right back. And there we go. So the builder's just saying they've finished building the new medical unit, and lets me hire a physio who will help injured players recover quicker. So that's good. Now the chairman will set you some targets, like mini achievements. There are actual bigger achievements in the game. I'll show you those in a second, but these are like short-term targets, so we'll have a look at those. So we've got 5 games, and we need to win or draw 2 of the next 5 games, have a successful press conference, and use a meeting card to have a player meeting. So if you meet those targets, you get a nice reward. So again, really nice little feature, keep you engaged, and give you something to aim for. So if we go up to the top menu, the top bar here, and just have a quick look at these. So these are some mini achievements. So you can see here we've built medical units. We'll take that and we get some XP. Hired a scout, we get some XP, and we've gone up to level 4, manager level 4, and we've got a free pack of reward cards. So looks like 3 energy cards, which is excellent. But as you can see here, there is an absolute wealth of achievements, and I mean, well, I hate to say hundreds, but there's no end of achievements that you can aim for to get XP. So again, longevity and grind, good things. A trophy cabinet. So again, plenty to try and win all the way up. You can get promoted all the way up to Champions League. So it's got all the competitions. Europa, Champions League, Manager of the Month, Star Managers. Guess that's Manager of the Year. Replays, we didn't really look at the replays in the match, but we'll have one more quick match before we finish this video, and maybe have a look at the replays. But you can save 7 replays there, and then obviously it does work with the Switch's built-in replay facility, so that's fine. And then some options there. And there's also a profile. Lots of stats recorded. So yeah, here's an inbox with messages from your staff. And I've also got this like fake Twitter feed, which is quite interesting. It's quite funny, some of the things that pop up, but also gives you a good insight if players are unhappy or got problems. They normally pop up on the social feed. this is your player searching, so like transfer market, so you can bid for any of these players. Again, might go into some of these features in more detail in another video, because there's a really cool little way you buy players and extend contracts that's really quite unique and fun. So we might have a deeper look at that at another time. You can shortlist players, and then that's our scouted player that recommended from the scout. And then last thing on the transfer on the bar at the top is the board review. There's also the cards that you can, again on iOS you could use this to buy cards, but here's just a collection of your cards that you've got to use in the game. So we'll just have one more quick game just so you can see a match again. Got a medical facility built, so we can hire a physio. Actually, let's have a look at that. Oh, sorry, press the wrong button. So these are the physios that are available to us, and obviously the higher star rating, the better they are. I mean, pretty obvious, but obviously the more expensive they could be. These are both 33, but the younger guy there was slightly more value, but I don't mind. I don't mind a 49-year-old physio, that's fine. It's cheaper for us. So we'll stick to him for 40 games. Offer him a contract. Now this is one of the little mini games when negotiating a contract. Basically, it's like play your cards right. So higher or lower than the last shirt number. So higher or lower than a 2. 4, we'll go higher again. Well, actually, I'll just pause there and just explain. Every time you get a successful guess of higher or lower, the person's demands, their wages go down. So you can see initially we were going to have to pay 3,250 gold. Now at the moment we've got that down to 3,040 in this negotiation. So if we get this one right, that will go down again. And now it's a risk now. 7 can be higher or lower. At any time you can just accept. Because if you get it wrong, then the person pulls out. So I think we're quite happy to get him down to 2,880 for 40 matches. I would agree to that. So we signed a new physio. Unlocks an achievement. And he will help us with our injured players. So we've got some sponsors interested in sponsoring the club. So let's have a look at those. So we've got shirt sponsors. Turn On Power or Swan's Second-Hand Paint. I think we'll go with Swans. I think they're offering the best deal. Get a load of cash and another achievement. You see some social things popping up on the side. So you can have potentially a shirt sponsor, sleeve sponsor, and a hoarding sponsor. Once you upgrade your club store enough, then you get the ability to add those in as well. That's fine. Younger staff members are more concerned about developing their abilities than older staff. That's fine. Let's get to a match. So Darlington, next friendly in the National North they are. So we're going to let the assistant pick this one. If we press the Y button, the assistant will pick the best squad that he thinks. And then we can just get on with the match. Sponsored by Swan's Second-Hand Paint. Perfect. Let's kick off. And Darlington got an injury. You can change the match speed here. So if I turn it down to the slowest speed, we get a bit more time to read what's going on. There's 3 different speed levels. And again, this is kind of, you know, almost turn-based. Oh, he's really giving that some. He's headed it in. Let's have a look at the replay. So when you look at replay, it kind of plays out in real time. So these are quite nice for saving and playing back. There you go, there's no sort of pause in there. Although you can save this to one of your 7 slots. But there's nothing too spectacular, just a fairly bog standard header. But gives us the lead. So it looks like we're going to get another chance. So if we send this guy in on this way, and this one, if he can get in there, if we can just hold on to it, actually would. Try and slip him in. See if he can get round that defender. Oh, he's in. He needs help though. If he can cut it back. Oh. Oh well, we made the best of it. Let's have a look how that plays out. That's quite a neat little goal. 2-0. Now obviously when you get to play harder teams, they have their chances as well and you have to defend. You can do a slide tackle or a standing tackle. And again, trying to cut out passing lanes and things like that. There we go, got a free kick. Ooh, should we ever go from here? Why not? Let's put some bend on it. It's a good effort. Oh, that's a good save. And we won't try that one again. So we're just going to make a sub. So I think we will bring on this right hand sided midfielder and probably give one of our, he's 33, I was going to say young strikers, but he's not very good. Cooper, he's 22. Boris Cooper. Go make a name for yourself, son. I'll take Perrott off because he's on a yellow. See there, yellow energy. So I think I'll do a couple of changes pre-season. I've got another chance. We slip Cooper straight in here and he's in. Oh, didn't want to do that. Ugh. And there you go, sliding tackle there. We're going to retry that because that was just a bit of a mess. Let's try that again. Let's try something different. Gonna have a go. Oh, he's had a go. And that's a nice finish. Caught him by surprise. I didn't close him down. Cooper, left-footed. Just on as a sub. First touch. Gets his goal and it's 3-0. Let's just speed it up to the finish. Looks like we're going to get one more chance. Put the other sub, Blamey, in down this right hand channel. Oh, and that's given away. We've got no more retries left. But that will do. 3-0. Got an achievement for scoring a goal from 30 yards. And there we go, some positive feedback. They might look pretty easy at the moment, but it isn't. From all the time I've put into the iOS version, these friendlies are against lower teams, and you know, you create a lot of chances, and it's fairly easy to score goals. But as the season goes on, and as you play better teams and teams in your division, not quite so easy. It really does need some thought. So here we go. So supporters are gone up a happiness point, but they're still generally unhappy for some reason. And sponsors that we just took on board, they're happy. And we've got some win bonuses there. We've got a nice amount of cash there. So we can take a fitness card or a physio card. Probably take a fitness card. So we can give someone some pace. But I think we'll call it a day there. Hopefully you've seen enough of that. As I said, we're going to do some more videos as the week or the next 7 days play out before release. And I'm going to bring you a full review next week. But hopefully you can see it's something a bit different. We've got Football Manager 2019 on the Switch, which is, I think it's a really good game. Has a few little niggles and a few little control sort of problems that people might necessarily like, but as I said, this is more of like a casual approach. It's not quite so as in depth in terms of stats and numbers and stuff, but there's a hell of a lot to this game, and it's a really, really fun game you can sink a load of time into. And yeah, really digging it so far. So as I say, that's all from today. So check out the next video. Catch you later. Bye.